I think I'm going to make a simple one-pot chicken risotto. I'm going to use brown rice, chicken breast. Now I've already pre-cooked the chicken. What I like to do with that is when I buy the package of chicken, I portion it up, pre-cook it so it doesn't take as long at night when I get ready to do this. Unfortunately, because it's winter out, I don't have fresh tomatoes, so I'm going to use a canned sauce. I'm going to spice it up a little bit, and a few green beans in there. Let's get cooking. So now here I have all my ingredients. I'll dice that chicken up. I have 1 cup of rice, and with the brown rice, normally it's 3 to 1. 1 cup of rice, 3 cups of liquid. I use about 3.5 cups because the brown rice takes a little longer to cook. I'm going to dice up a little onion, saute that in. I have my sauce and a little extra seasoning. Well, let's fire up the stove, get the pan hot. Now I have an LPG stove on board, and so I need to flip the solenoid switch on first. Then we'll light the stove. Let the pan get warm. I'm going to add a little margarine to this. Sometimes I'll use olive oil. Now while that's browning, I'm going to use my onion. Now because I'm on board, I don't peel the entire onion. I'm only going to cut a little bit that I'm going to use. Keep it nice and fresh. Sorry for reaching in front of the camera here, guys. You hear the pan's getting hot already compared to the electric burner I was using. This is much nicer. Now here, I like fairly nice sized chunks of onion. Not everybody does. So, you know, cook it the way you like it. Put that in here. And we're just going to lightly brown these a little bit. I don't want to poach them. Take my chicken breast, get that cut into pieces. Now I'm not going to add the chicken breast meat until the rice is about 2/3 finished. And the same with the sauce. I'm not going to add any of the sauce until the rice is finished. And then I'm going to add the sauce to that and let it simmer for a little bit. Let's see how our onions are coming along. Look at that, coming nice. I have to tell you, having this LPG stove, propane as we call it in the States, makes cooking so much easier and nicer. Gives me more time to have a little beverage. Now you see how the onions are just lightly glazed? That's nice. I'm going to add my rice, and I like to coat all of the grains in the oil or butter first. Alright, we have that. See how that's nice and covered? So now we're going to add the 3 cups of water. 3.5 cups of water. Now if I had some chicken cubes, or chicken stock would be better, which later in the year, when I buy a whole chicken, I like to cut that up and make my own broth with that. So I'll show you how we're going to do that later too. But I'm adding this. Put the lid on, help it cook a little bit quicker. Once this comes to a boil, I'll turn it down to a simmer for about 20 minutes. Now while I'm waiting for the risotto or the rice to finish cooking, I've added some spices to this, some Italian seasoning, and some salt and pepper. Just going to mix that up a little bit. And then that'll be ready. Now when I pour that in, you notice I have a spatula here. Well, my mom and dad owned a restaurant back in Kankakee, Illinois when I was a young lad. My dad always taught me, use a spatula, get all the good stuff out of the pan. You know, you watch the pennies, the dollars take care of themselves. Alright, now my rice is about half done, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to add my chicken. Now this will also help add a little bit of flavor to it. Now I know this is going to slow the cooking process down a little bit, but now I'm going to add my green beans. These were frozen. Normally I wouldn't use frozen, but like I said, it's winter, so I'm just going to stir that in a little bit. Put the top back on, let it finish simmering. Alright, now this is just about finished here. I can't tip it too much, but you can kind of see there's just a little bit of liquid in there. That's the time I'm going to add my sauce now and finish it off. Get all that good sauce out of there. You don't want to waste anything. That's what spatulas were invented for. Alright, now I've been cooking this for about 32 minutes. Let's take a look, see how we're coming along. Beautiful. Now I like this to be a little al dente to the teeth, you know, where it has a little bit of bite to it. But I want to get rid of a little bit more of this liquid, so I'm going to let it sit just a few more minutes. Then I'm going to turn this way down. Oh yeah. I'm going to leave the top off so the steam escapes. It doesn't go in as much. On this particular rice, I guess with the humidity, 3 1/4 cups would have been enough. You kind of have to play with that a little bit. But I think this is going to turn out real nice for us. Alright, now we see the liquid is almost totally absorbed. I don't mind having a little extra liquid in there. I'm going to dish it up, and we got a great meal. Now this took about 32 minutes to cook the rice all together. So now I have a great meal in one pot in just a little over a half hour. Bon appetit. Oh, this is hot. See the steam? Mmm. Just what you need on a cold day.